Yo, y'all seen this shit? Bro, he's fucking assaulting her. Oh my god. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Nonstop XP, where we learn from the stupid people on the internet so we don't ever end up in dumbass situations like they do. And before I get into the video, I want to explain why I'm defending Heavenly so much and why I actually got angry in the last one. Now, this is going to go into my personal life a little bit, so I'm not going to be too specific. Pretty much whenever I'm out in public, I have like this deadpan face on, and I walk really fast whenever I'm handling bills or going to the supermarket or stuff like that. I have like a little bit of muscle on me. I'm not trying to flex or anything, I'm just trying to give you all a proper description, right? So a few years back, my fiance and I was working at this place, and we worked in different sections. So within about a week of working there, we started hearing rumors like I abuse her and I take her money and this type of crazy accusations, right? So from there we were like, what? And the people in my section, they actually came and they told me about it as soon as they heard, right? And I was like, yo, what? I said, so I asked, do y'all get this kind of vibe from me at all? And they're like, nah, like maybe when you're going and coming, you look really serious. But once we talk to you, man, you're pretty chill. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Right? That's pretty much my personality. I like to laugh a lot, but if I need to go back and forth from anywhere, I just like to stay focused and get from point A to point B. So eventually, I'm not gonna drag this out, but eventually we found out that the people spreading the rumors is actually two guys that wanted to get with my girl, man. And it was like a really bitch move. What they did is they spoke to the older ladies about it, right, that was working in the company. And they knew that these older ladies were gonna like sit down and gossip and, you know, this type of bullshit. And yeah, so this label stuck with me, even though we started like acting it up a little bit, you know, like, you know what I mean, right? You don't want people thinking that you're an abuser or anything like that. So you're gonna like try to show a little more affection and stuff. I already did show affection like whenever we're having lunch, but you know what I mean? You're gonna act it up a little bit. And even though like we did that, and people saw that we were actually happy, and a lot of the guys that I spoke to there, they were like, bro, how do you manage to like be in a stable relationship for so long, and how do you manage to, you know, to be this happy with this girl, and you all seem like you all don't have problems and stuff like that. Even though like the people that spoke to me directly would say things like this, these rumors, this label lasted for the entire time that we worked there, and this was a pretty long time. So that's why I've been trying to defend this guy as much as I can, because it's not right. It's not right labeling someone a predator based off of a situation that could happen to the normal, like any one of us. It could happen to you who's watching this video. But let me remind you, as I said before, if damning evidence comes out today, tomorrow, next month, a year from now, that these guys, Heavenly and Griffy, are fucking monsters, then as I said, I would instantly switch sides. Y'all can't forget that innocent until proven guilty is the standard, right? A girl should not ever be allowed to give non-verbal consent by flirting with you and touching you, being all up in your business, and then decide, okay, 6 months from now she can change her mind and go to the police. Another thing that I want to say is that if these were normal girls that he took off of Twitter, like normal fans, I would have been more inclined to believe them. But these girls are thuts, man. They make a living by selling pictures of their naked bodies on the internet. These chicks say some of the wildest shit on the internet, so you can only imagine what they'll be saying in person. Right? It's completely unjust for you to set someone up like this, and then years down the road, even though y'all never slept together, he stopped when you told him to. Years later, you come out and you're like, oh well, he's a sexual predator. That doesn't make sense. And what actually makes even less sense is the fact that you were saying that he was literally forcing you to drink, but then in other tweets you were saying that you were drinking just to impress them. And what makes even less sense than that is the fact that you were telling your friend that you didn't want to hook up with him, but then in your tweet longer before the incident, you stated that you wanted a relationship with him, whether it was platonic or not. And the opposite of platonic is sexual. All of these things added to the fact that you yourself admitted that you were being extremely flirtatious with this guy. and cheeky, which obviously implies that you were touching each other. All of these things is what made me not want to believe you, like at all, right? You come off to me as a party girl, especially with what I've seen on the internet, right? I've seen way too much of you actually, right? I just googled you, right, and I saw a lot, right? I mean, I don't even know why people, paying $12.50 a month, right? That shit is on Google like free display. That shit is crazy. But my point is that you portray yourself in this innocent way, but you are actually living this very sexualized lifestyle. So how am I supposed to believe that Heavenly was just being this vicious, creepy, thirsty monster when this is the type of life you are leading? If I decide to act like a criminal and portray myself as a criminal, then go out into the world, it's not going to be surprising if people treat me and look at me like a criminal. Alright, in the past few days, I have been trying my utmost to get people like Abba and Preach, Destiny, Optimus, Difo, a lot of these commentary channels, people that use a lot of common sense to try and take a look at this, because at best, what we have here is a situation where a girl led on a guy, the guy shot his shot, she turned him down, he stopped, and then that was it. Now 2 years later, he is being compared to fucking Ted Bundy. Now he is being compared to Bill Cosby, right? And y'all still not seeing the problem with this man, right? As I said in the last video, and a lot of people just straight up ignored how fucking dangerous this is. The fact that you can give non-verbal consent by flirting and being all over each other, then you could take that shit back when you feel like it, is a very, very dangerous road to go down. And for the people that are going to say, oh, well, I'm just going to get consent, bro, this applies to you as well. Even if you get consent, the point that I am making is that taking back that consent is the problem, right? If you're listening to this right now and you have common sense and you understand what I'm saying, I need you all to really think about this shit. As I said in the last video, this can really happen to you guys. I really want you to imagine some girl that you were flirting with. Maybe you went out to the bar, you went to a club or something, and y'all were all over each other one day, and then the next day she's at your door with the police. Right, I need you to think about this, man. This girl even sounds like she's been telling her friend one story and then going and doing something completely different, because even the friend was telling me that she was never being heavily flirtatious. And then I was like, I had to pause the thing, and she was like, oh, well, no, I'm talking about from my point of view. Bro, if you're talking about this thing at the time, how can you not know that she was into him? How can you not know that she was using him as a rebound? Like, bro, at best, like, let's say y'all actually take this to court, and I actually wish y'all would take this to court, because most courts gonna look at this and be like, what are y'all talking about? You were an adult, young lady, right? You were an adult, and then looking at your track record, because they will look at your track record, they're gonna be like, okay, now this is the type of life you leading, right? Looking back, he did not force himself on you, he did not rape you. So why are you claiming that he is a sexual predator, right? I'm pretty sure that's how it would go in the eyes of the law, right? And I actually implore you, if you are actually a victim, which I personally do not believe, I honestly think that you did this when you became a full-time OnlyFans girl, and you kind of got as much as you could have from Heavenly, so you were like, okay, right, I think I could head out the door and get as much as I can on my way out by calling him a predator. Because you even said that you and the girl that he invited over were friends. And I'm pretty glad that I actually mentioned your friend, because she even started trying to claim that she's one of us victims. Like, yo, what are you a victim of? Like, I'm seeing you talking as though something actually happened to you. You got a goddamn invitation. What are you a victim of? Courtesy? Are you what? That just makes the entire thing look even worse. It looks opportunistic when you say things like that. This isn't adding up to me at all. You do not sound like a victim to me at all. At best, you sound like a girl who shut down the advance of a guy that you were leading on. That is what you sound like. You do not sound like an actual victim, right? But I have been labeled and wrongly accused of shit in the past, so I know what that feeling is like, and I don't have much to lose, right? I'm just starting out. I don't have that much to lose, but it was a strain on my relationship. It was a strain on my work relationship as well, right? This type of behavior, bro, is very toxic and dangerous, right? And if you are a young guy listening to this, I need y'all to be very fucking careful out there, man. You'll need to be very, very careful out there, right? These days, I would recommend you always have something in chat, right? So you always have screenshots of, you know, what actually happened. And you know, and as I'm mentioning this actually kind of reminds me of a kind of a funny story when I was much younger. I had a friend, he was like thirsting after this girl for about 2 weeks. He finally like spit the right bars and all that shit, and he finally got through. When he got her to come over and he put her on the bed and all of that, and they were about to like get things started, when my guy whipped it out, she kind of got scared, bro, right? She got scared. She didn't say anything at first, right? She was kind of like not expecting, if you all know what I mean, right? And like as they're getting into the foreplay and all of this, right? She was like, okay, well, nah, I'm not gonna go through with this, whatever. And then he lets her go home, right? He was obviously upset. He was like going after her for 2 weeks, right? But my point, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I can't imagine if she were to tell this story now on Twitter, especially, right? She will be seen as the biggest fucking victim in the world, right? He sexually assaulted her and almost R-word her. You know, that's literally what would happen. Bro, as I said, if you have a girlfriend right now and you're listening to this, if you have a girlfriend and you kiss her today, you kiss her tomorrow, right? Then next week she decides to go to Twitter, right? So next week she goes to Twitter and she says, oh, well, he was making me uncomfortable last week when he was kissing me, right? And yeah, so that's the case. Bro, they're gonna slaughter that man, bro. That's pretty much what like y'all are setting up. Y'all are allowing people to take back non-verbal consent. I don't need fucking consent to kiss my fiance. She doesn't need consent to kiss me. Like, what? Man, bro. I see huge accounts just diving in. They aren't even trying to maintain any level of being neutral, right? You don't necessarily have to be 100% neutral, but what I'm saying is believe who you want to believe, but don't fucking label people, man. I'm seeing people saying, oh, yo, you're a molester and you're a rapist and this type of shit. And it's like, what? Y'all don't understand the gravity of what y'all are doing, man. And if solid evidence comes out tomorrow that these girls were lying for clout, what y'all gonna say? The damage is already done, right? People are literally comparing this man to Ted fucking Bundy. A serial killer rapist, bro. Y'all are not serious, right? And then some of y'all talking about being responsible with your platform and you have clout and all of these things, but yet y'all are out here taking a huge shit on people without even trying to look into it, man. This girl's story has too many inconsistencies. When I read it the first time, I was like, oh my god, jeez, man, yo, this is crazy. Then I reread it and I was like, okay, well, these things kind of aren't adding up. Then I saw, I kind of went on her profile and I was like, oh, she's one of these girls. So I read it a third time and I started seeing little inconsistencies, and I also started seeing her framing herself a lot as the victim. So there's like a lot of stuff where she's like, remember, I was 18, right? Listen, you were a fucking adult. You were just about to turn 19. You were a goddamn adult, right? There's nothing you can say there. You specifically said that you were drinking to impress the people around you. You were a fucking adult.
Nobody was making her do anything that she didn't want to.
I'm pretty sure you were doing a lot of adult things before you turned 18. I really want the people with more than 2 brain cells to really think about this, okay? At best, what she has here is that she shot down a guy that she was leading on. That's it. She gave him signs. They were touching and feeling each other. She shot him down. He stopped. That's it. There's no other story. That is it. And if that makes him a predator, then I'm pretty sure your dad, to everyone watching this video, I'm pretty sure your dad is a predator as well. I'm pretty sure your neighbor is a predator. I'm pretty sure your friends' parents are predators, because we live in a world where when you are being led on by someone, you are giving non-verbal consent. Non-verbal consent is given through flirtation, right? And there's levels to it. Man, all I gotta say is y'all need to stop acting like this was some type of church girl that this guy went up into the fucking mountains and like she never interacted with that type of life. Like this was some type of perfect virgin that like she was completely innocent. Bro, to me, in my opinion, if you are able to portray yourself openly in the way she is, that type of behavior doesn't start from 18. I've been around enough girls to know this shit, man. I've known chicks when I was 14, around the same age, acting like how she's acting now. This is the world we live in, man, right? And this girl is taking zero accountability. This girl doesn't care that people are comparing him to some of the worst people in history. She doesn't give 2 shits about that. She got her clout. Honestly, if he did make you feel this uncomfortable, why the fuck were you flirting with him over a 2-year period? Think about that. Like, I really want you all to pause and think about that. Why would you do that? Guys, y'all really, as I said, if y'all have more than 2 brain cells, go ahead and subscribe. I don't want any sheeps over here, right? I'm actually gonna go back to making Invincible content. And from there, I have some other stuff planned. The camera actually finally got here, so I just need to set things up and I'll be on camera soon. It wouldn't just be these voiceovers for the rest of eternity. I'll still do them here and there, but you know what I mean. So yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think. Most of the people in the last comment section seem to have working brains, and they understand how flirting works. They understand that non-verbal consent is given through flirting. They understood that. But like most of the people on Twitter, I don't know, man. Like, you have to really ask yourself if this is like a jealousy thing, right? As I mentioned to a few of them, I was like, bro, if this was the early 60s, y'all probably would have hung this guy. Y'all probably would have lynched him, right? I don't think y'all would have, even tried to figure out what's right from wrong. Like, bro, actually, before I go, I want y'all to check this scene out from Spider-Man. Like, everybody knows this. Like, check this out.
Nice to have a fan.
Do I get to say thank you this time?
Yo, y'all seen this shit? Bro, he's fucking assaulting her. Oh my god. He's hanging upside down just to confuse her a little bit. Like, what, bro? Anyway, yo, as I said, y'all subscribe, like the video, and have a good fucking day. Later.
Let me write you a love song.